Welcome to the Canadian Apprenticeship Forum's web presentation as part of our series, Hiring and Retaining Aboriginal Apprentices, an Action Plan for Employers. My name is Racine DeBartolo, and I will be your host today. The Forum is hosting this series of webinars to help educate employers and provide tips on how to successfully create a more diverse workforce. Our current project, Hiring and Retaining Aboriginal Apprentices, is intended to facilitate the hiring and retention of Indigenous apprentices in skilled trades workplaces. We have developed an action plan that draws upon sector-specific strategies and practices that skilled trades employers have found effective when it comes to developing partnerships with Indigenous communities. Today, we're pleased to welcome the Gabriel Dumont Institute, Training and Employment. Since 2011, Gabriel Dumont Institute has been delivering targeted projects to increase Aboriginal apprenticeships with local industry at all levels, and has seen tremendous success and participation from both employers and apprentices. Here to share that success with us is Indigenous Apprenticeship Manager Brett Damour. Brett achieved his Red Seal in plumbing and gasfitting in 1981. Starting in 1996, he became a field consultant for Saskatchewan Postsecondary Education Northern Branch and worked with the Saskatchewan Apprenticeship and Trade Certification Commission. Currently, he is the Indigenous Apprenticeship Manager with the Gabriel Dumont Institute Training and Employment. Thank you so much for being here today, Brett.
Well, thank you for having me here. I'm pleased to present information on our apprenticeship initiatives. Well, Gabriel Dumont Institute is the parent company of Gabriel Dumont Training and Employment. It was established in 1981 to assist Saskatchewan Métis improving their educational and employment outcomes. As you can see, we're part of a wide range of associated companies, GDI Publishing, Dumont Technical Institute, which is one of our partners in this present initiative. They provide our skilled training programs. We have a GDI library, Gabriel Dumont College, and Dumont Scholarship Foundation. Gabriel Dumont Employment aims to create a strong link between training and sustained employment for the Métis people. Programs are based on labor market needs, trends, and clients may receive financial support with tuition, living allowance, and employer subsidies where available or eligible. This is the current project, the Aboriginal Apprenticeship Project, that is just wrapping up. This one here is funded through Western Economic Diversification and ends September of 2017. So this is just a wrap-up. We've had 3 projects so far. The first project started in 2011, and out of that project, we had 223 new jobs and 157 apprentices were registered. At the end of that project, we had an independent study and did an evaluation, and based on that evaluation and recommendations, we started the Western Economic Diversification Project, which is the one I'm in charge of right now. And this is closing out in September. We've had 406 individuals enter trades-related jobs, and we're closing out all the results right now. I'll be doing a final report in September, and I have a slide to show you the results. Skills and Partnership Fund 2017 through 2021. That's a brand new initiative that started June 1st of 2017, and I'll be showing a slide showing what our targets are. Now, this is a typical apprenticeship in Saskatchewan where someone goes to work for 10 months, then goes to school for 2, and as they pass, they can have enough hours and technical training, they could become the next level of apprentice. Typically, where we get involved is before this starts. The employer comes to us and we sign up a contract with them for a position, and then they look for an apprentice, and we also can refer them. So it all depends on how it works. Typically in this situation here, the employer finds the apprentice or the apprentice finds the employer. Now, our goals were to increase Aboriginal participation in the trades, encourage employers to mentor their apprentices, develop that relationship between industry and the Aboriginal sector, and create new jobs. We also provide superior support to the apprentices and the employers, which we'll talk about in a minute. We want to recruit Aboriginal people who are interested in starting an apprenticeship, and they have to be unemployed, underemployed, and be of Aboriginal ancestry. This is a pan-Aboriginal project, so whether you're Métis, First Nations, Inuit, that's basically all you need to require, and demonstrate your commitment to reach jury status. The apprenticeship supports are trade-focused GED courses, marketing tools experience, tool allowance, full-time employment, supervised hands-on training, monthly support, and follow-up is provided. Now that's really important. We meet with the employers and the apprentices monthly, and once you've established that rapport, it makes it a lot easier to clear up any misunderstandings or problems as they arise. We also help with support for technical training expenses, tuition for school, books, and if they're struggling in school, they can also talk to their counselor to find out what the problem is and how can we help. Before they start out, we create a plan to help them lead right to journey person status. Like I said, all the contracts are negotiated with employers before they start. They must have a journey person on site or be approved through Saskatchewan Apprenticeship and Trade Certification Commission. We do offer wage subsidies for apprentices' wages up to 52 weeks. So the way that would work is the employer must be registered with the Canadian Revenue Agency, workers' comp, recognized by apprenticeship. Employers can hire whoever they want. Like I said, there's a lot of times the employers will have a person in mind before they contact us, or apprentices who are out looking for jobs find their employer, tell them about the program, and then they get in touch with us. Apprentices have to be a new hire to be eligible, and the agreement requires that they indenture within 90 days of them starting work. Basically, what happens is the contract's done with the employer first. They have 60 days to fill that contract with a potential employee. Once they hire that employee and they pass their probation period, they got that 90 days to assess them and then indenture them or lay them off. It takes us 2 to 5 days to approve the project, and contract has to be in place before they hire that candidate. And like I said, 60 days to locate, interview, select, and hire. We do refer resumes, and if they want to hire them, we must meet that individual before to make sure that they meet our eligibility requirements. With the indenturing process, we will help pay the indenturing fee. So we pay the $175 fee it becomes to become an apprentice. We also walk them through the paperwork, make sure it's filled out correctly. And then once we get all the paperwork, we would process it and send it into apprenticeship. The monthly follow-up, though, is the really important part. The biggest problem with apprentices not succeeding in the trades is that support piece. Because they have that monthly follow-up and they establish that rapport with their employment counselors, anytime they have any questions, they know who to talk to. Sometimes in the trades, you're hired for the length of the job. When the job's over, and typical apprenticeship, the apprentice has to go out and find a new employer. We will help with that. Sometimes they go back to the same employer, but either way, they have a counselor that will help them and support them through the entire 4-year apprenticeship process. We'll help them find new jobs. If they're having issues in school, we'll also work with them there. There's a whole number of different things that are available to them. The first project, like I said earlier, had 223 new jobs, 157 brand new apprentices registered with Saskatchewan Apprenticeship, and we increased the number of registered apprentices in the province by 13.5% during that period, which is a substantial outcome. That 13.5% came from an independent study with Doug Elliott from Sask Trends Monitor and a couple other individuals, and they did an independent study and then provided us the following recommendations. To focus on high demand sectors extend the supports until journey status. So that's what I'm talking about, the monthly support right through the entire 4-year apprenticeship. Customized group training components, basically GED prep, so anybody who doesn't have the education requirements, we'll bring them up to speed, progressing through the different levels. And this project was funded through Western Economic Diversification Fund. And increase Aboriginal skills training apprenticeship in the severe shortage trades. Like I said, provide support to clients at all stages of apprenticeship. That's the key to this whole project, that support piece. Here's our project results. So as you can see from this slide here, that we've surpassed all our goals, in some cases by 270%. For example, we wanted 150 new apprenticeship jobs. We actually had 406 people working. So we surpassed that by 270%. We wanted 100 employer partners in 15 different trades. We wound up with 245 partnerships in 30 different trades. We wanted 100 brand new apprentices. We wound up with 154. We wanted 50 apprentices to complete 1 term of technical training. We actually wound up with 171. And 50 people complete a trade-focused GED course. We had 52. Now, like I said, these numbers are as of June 30th, 2017. This project's going to wind up September 30th, and a couple numbers will change. I've been notified of a number of people who finished their technical training, so that 171 number will go up higher. And I've just been notified that we also have another 5 journeymen completed through this. So we're being quite successful here. This shows where all the employers are throughout the province, to show you that we do work all over the province. GDI has 10 offices throughout the province, and the employment counselors travel to neighboring communities, another 20 to 23 communities. So we spread out all over and cover the province quite well. The numbers on here are the employer locations and jobs, is what's shown on the map. And some employers have rehired the individuals for other jobs. They've done their job, project was over, they were laid off, a new project came up, and they were rehired again. So that's why the job number is actually higher than the individual number. And between 2011 and 2016, 18.38% of the total Saskatchewan apprenticeships were supported through GDI-TAD. These are the 2016 numbers, because the Saskatchewan Apprenticeship Commission's numbers are not out for 2017. So we have to compare apples to apples here. Now, the employer partners, we did do monthly surveys with them to find out how happy they were with the project, if there was anything else we could do. 76% of the partners are small or very small employers. This number here says 1 to 50. Actually, the most are under 10. Usually mom and pop businesses, and 24% are medium-sized business or larger, with 50 to 500 or larger. The biggest impact we've had is actually with the small employers, because the wage subsidy makes a big difference for them. The larger employers, the wage subsidy is nice, but a lot of cases they have their project in place where they don't need the other supports. For example, the larger employers pay wages while they go to school, so the employees don't go on EI, and they pay for the tuition and books and all that kind of stuff. The wage subsidies are not such a big factor. Okay, this is the new project that we're talking about, and our objectives are to increase female participation in the trades, and we have new targets. I'll go over them in the following slide, but the idea is to expand on our success. Our partners for our newest project are Dumont Technical Institute, part of the GDI family, the YWCA, Saskatoon, Ministry of Highways and Infrastructure, Sask Polytechnic, Service Canada, who's our funding agency, and Saskatchewan Apprenticeship. Here's our new project. We are also keeping track of the number of client interventions, so how many different things we've done for the client. The target deliverables are 547, with 132 to be used. New jobs, we're looking around 200. The figures are not totally up right now because we're still working on adding to our database, but just for your information, the project started middle of June, and in a month and a half, we're already up over 30 jobs. New level 1 apprentices registered with apprenticeship, we're looking for 120. We've already indentured a number. Apprentices complete 1 level of training. We've got 4 scheduled for training right now. Pre-employment skills trainings in in-demand trades. We have 6 projects that are going to be running with 72 participants. The trainings can be provided through Dumont Technical Institute. The YWCA have a trades journey program. We're going to be committed to supporting 4 people per year for a total of 16. And SAS Polytechnic Women in Trades Technology Program have introduction to the trades program that runs on weekends, and we're also going to support 4 people per year through that one for a total of 16. Things seem to be going really good through the YWCA Trades Journey program. They've had over 25 women apply for their program already. We will be dealing with every one of them. Just for an example, at the start of the presentation, you've seen this picture. This is Valine Cadet. The picture on her left is her as a second-year apprentice, and as March of this year, she just received her journey status. And there's a really nice article on our GDI website about her, and also in Eagle Feather News. If you need to get a hold of me, you can reach me through the website apprenticeship at gdins.org. Thank you for your time, and I hope this information is useful to you.
Thank you so much, Brett, for sharing all of that wonderful information with us. As I mentioned at the beginning of the presentation, CAF has developed an action plan that draws upon sector-specific strategies and practices that skilled trades employers have found effective when it comes to developing partnerships with Indigenous communities. The report is available for free download on our website. Our YouTube channel is a great source of content, and you'll find more information on creating a diverse workforce by visiting www.youtube.com/CAF-Apprenticeship. The Skilled Trades Network is a tool created by the Canadian Apprenticeship Forum to provide resources for employers and apprentices. Employers can visit to find tips on recruitment, mentoring, retention, and links to current financial incentives. The Canadian Apprenticeship Forum is a national, non-for-profit organization working with stakeholders in all regions of Canada. We influence pan-Canadian apprenticeship strategies through research, discussion, and collaboration, sharing insights across trades, across sectors, and across the country to promote apprenticeship as an effective model for training and education. Please join our social media community to stay in the know of the latest in Canada's apprenticeship news, events, and trends.